Memorial Stadium, home to the New Mexico State Aggies. You know, we love coming to the land of enchantment, especially when we have an enchanting game like the one in store today. New Mexico State will kick it off and will be underway. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Wisconsin's offense takes the field for the first time today. And there he is. When you build a tight end, you build one just like this, especially with those reliable mitts, Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, he makes big plays in big games. Watch for him on third down in the red zone. He has a chance to leave an impact in this game.
Well, it's so nice to have such a big body that when he's covered, he's open, right? Like, it doesn't matter because he's got great hands and that big frame he can really utilize.
They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. They'll put the tight end in motion. The play action fake. Fires to the tight end. The Badgers will move the sticks. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job game tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home run.
And the quarterback bought some time, but not enough. Down he goes for the sack.
And that's what you're trying to do, not just in this game, but for the season. You're just trying to set the tone defensively, and they do that getting the sack. They feel good about their front seven and all the athletes they have. It'll be fun to watch this unit for the rest of this game and see how they do in one-on-one situations.
Here they come, facing third and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. And the Badgers will send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. The Aggies offense will try to get something started with their first possession. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs this week, and we asked them who needs to step up and play well. They immediately pointed to these guys right here. They are the key for their respective teams.
Yeah, and they don't always show up in the box score, but these are the guys are the leaders. These are the guys getting everybody organized and have to play well for their team to succeed.
To the air, it's Koo. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Just going to keep it after the snap. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Fires on the move. Just goes right through the wicket and brings up 3rd down. Man, he will be thinking about that one. He'll try to pop the draw. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting basics and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
He'll pull it on the read. He's past the 30. At the 45, on his way. Open runway ahead. Keeps it himself and gets the first. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Badgers.
This is a play this offense reps over and over and over again in practice. And this quarterback always makes the right decision. He always knows when he needs to keep the football. And then when he does, with his speed and athleticism, he is a problem.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 7-0. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's recap that ranked-on-ranked matchup that has just gone final. Washington notched a victory in enemy territory, and though it wasn't a dominant win, I'd argue any win away from Husky Stadium is worth its weight in gold. Always interesting to see ranked teams collide, and today was no different. The agony and ecstasy of college football, fellas.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Dropping back, it's Coop. The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him.
And everybody knows when you're running that play action, that fake has to be great. Everybody has to bite it for it really to work. Defense didn't bite it, didn't bite the bait, went after the quarterback, got him on the ground.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. So the early contact for the defense, and they'll move it up 5 yards. Running back goes in motion. On third down, he drops the throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. First down for this offense. From the gun, running back on the move. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold it.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. And here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on third down from the 43. Oh, and he just flat dropped it. You do not see this guy do that very often. It'll be fourth down. The Badgers will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. He'll take it himself. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Now on the move. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. Wide open downfield. A quick tackle made, but he's got ready for the first down. The Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll do it himself. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And the Aggies are flying down the field. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. That one falls incomplete. They reached into the bag of tricks on 1st down and couldn't pull it off. 2nd and 10 here. Back to pass, it's Koo. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. This feels like 4-down territory, 3rd and short from the 40. They'll try to get the first through the air. Had it right in his hands in the middle of the field, and it trickled to the ground. It will be 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football. Leaves it with the back. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. 8-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short. Off the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. 3rd and short now from their own 48. Quarterback on the keeper. Still running at the 40. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he gets a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a 1st down.
Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. Give to the back. Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Hand off from the gun. Couldn't fight his way out of his grasp. Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. From the gun, wants to pass. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down. It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. This try will come from the left hash, and he'll try to curl it in from 38. And this one splits the uprights. And that lead grows even bigger. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. On the move from inside his 5. And the returner goes down. Offense set on 1st down. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Give to the running back. And they'll stop him just short of the 1st down, just inches away from moving the sticks. To the air, it's Koo. It's complete to the right. They get him on the ground, but it's a 1st down. They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Off the play fake on 1st down. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. We'll see if they can dig one up that goes forward this time on 2nd down from the 18. They want to run this quarterback. Crosses the 30. And they're able to get him down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Buys a little time with his feet. Really nice job by this sophomore quarterback to pick up the first down with the run. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. New Mexico State to the line after picking up the first down. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. They'll throw it on first down. And just too much on that pass. Too high, too wide, out of bounds and incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. They'll go to the counter. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. He slings it deep to the left. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And they got him. He'll get him down for the sack.
Not a ton of play calls for 3rd in California when you're on offense. You know you're going to have your quarterback holding on to the football. You really got to think about how you're going to protect him. Offensive coordinator may want to think about using more max protect schemes, get more bodies in to give this quarterback a chance.
New Mexico State will be forced to punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back.
Now that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Throws to the tight end. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. On the option. He'll toss it. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And how about the timing on that pitch? Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Back to throw. It's Koo. Got his man quickly. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. They're setting up the screen. And he's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to bring up a decision for this coach. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone... New Mexico State will be forced to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Fair catch called for and made. First down here for the offense. RPO complete to open the drive. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and they will try to build on what has already been a dominant first-half performance. He's got his man and makes the tackle at the 23 after he got 10. It's first down from their own 23-yard line. He wants to throw. Gets it out fast. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field.
Offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Into double coverage, and they made him pay. It's intercepted. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
And you don't see this very often, the big defensive linemen. You see these guys rush the quarterback most of the time, but how confusing is it, Palmer, when it looks like they're rushing, they drop in coverage and make the big interception?
Well, I don't think that quarterback thought he would even make the play. How about the eye-hand coordination and his ability to snatch the football out of the air? I mean, that was crazy athleticism, well-deserved. That's going to make the highlight reel for sure.
This quarterback part of their running game. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, New Mexico State.
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, the lead is cut to 3. It's 10-7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Illinois is running away with this one behind an offense that's striking on the ground and through the air with military-like precision. They're up by 25 over the Royals. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. On second down, he'll fire. They've got the screen set up. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
I love screen passes on offense, and you got to do them in different ways. To the running backs, you can do them to receivers, do them to tight ends. Didn't gain any yards on that one, but don't be afraid to dial that play up again later.
Picks up just a few before he's brought down, not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Slips through the line. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. The offense set for a first down play. Looking to throw, it's Koo. Quickly complete. You know this sophomore has a big arm, and there were some revolutions on that one. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. He's going to pass. And the defense gets to the quarterback. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. He's looking to throw. Fires to the right. It's complete. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
How great is it to have a running back who can basically run your entire route tree? You don't see a lot of guys line up and then run vertically down the field.
And that pass intercepted. Taking it the other way. Inside the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Wisconsin. What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. The kickoff team out there getting set.
Wisconsin, 17. New Mexico State, 7.
He'll start the return inside his 5. They make the stop on the return, and that is priority one. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like it's been a terrific scene there today in Las Cruces. And it's been a clinic in fundamental defensive football. Both teams have been relentless and ball hawking, refusing to give an inch. This is the kind of slugfest that real football fans love. Crushing tackles and dudes flying into gaps and passing lanes. A testament to the discipline both of these teams have shown. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Aggie Memorial Stadium.
And the Badgers will kick it away to start the second half. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. Touch pass on the run. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. New Mexico State lines up quickly. He wants to pass it on second down. Fires the pass, intercepted. Touchdown, Badgers! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I could be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. And he takes this from inside the 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
He'll keep it himself. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Hoping to find one that works this time on second down from the 7. The option look. He'll toss it. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it. Offense.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Second down coming up. Fast motion from the offense. Dropping back, it's Koo. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. They've already punted 4 times in this game, and they're about to run the guy out there for a 5th time if they don't pick up the first down here. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll return it from around the 50. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
Tackle is made at the 24. Brings up second.
He's looking to throw. He makes the connection. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. The Badgers are moving quickly down the field. The give to the back. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. Right back to it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. A 3rd and long coming up here. Looking to throw. Got it set up on the outside. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. So they'll send out the field goal unit. Field goal is good. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
That makes the score. Wisconsin, 27. New Mexico State, 7.
That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. He was able to squirt free and pick up just a few on that one. 3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention they get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
Well, this defense has a 3-possession lead at this point. You're seeing how dominant they are up front. They have done such a good job recruiting D-linemen, linebackers, guys that can blitz. They've got speed. They've found guys in the portal. They've recruited guys out of high school, and they are just eating right now.
New Mexico State will be forced to punt. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. Hand goes into the air for the fair catch, and the catch is made around the 40. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Palmer. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Fires one high and deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down. The 3rd down's coming up. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. Looking to scramble. Still on his feet at the 45. And this sophomore quarterback learning when to use his legs to move the chains. And the Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. A 1st down for the offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Kept it on the ground last time, bringing up a 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold it. Offense.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Here comes the option. He'll toss it. At the 40, there he goes. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Hold it, offense.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. On second down, he'll let it fly. Immediately fires to the middle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Got his man downfield. Racing down the left side. Touchdown, Wisconsin! And the punishment has been extended.
Number 6.
And it took a minute, but the passing attack now on board. The first passing touchdown of the season, and it took to the second half, but I'll tell you what, this offense will find its rhythm. They'll grow. They'll get better throughout the season, and this is going to be a hard passing attack to stop.
Lining up for the PAT.
On for the extra point.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the final 53 yards coming courtesy of that touchdown pass. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. To the air, it's Kuhn. And the pass falls incomplete, and we have played 3 quarters. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. After the misfire, now on second down. The give to the tailback. Just causing wreckage in the secondary. Makes the stop at the 33, but it's a 15-yard gain. Motion from the offense. The give from the gun. Nice move there. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. Looking to go up top on first down. Going to try to pop one on the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on first down. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. He's looking to throw. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the big fella. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on second down. He's looking to throw. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. Throws for the tight end. And it's knocked away, and they don't convert on 4th down. Here comes the offense on first down. They'll try the run. Can't get him to the ground. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke. Not much room to run.
Second down coming up.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Continuing to turn and move it forward. They're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Leaves it with the running back. Only able to pick up a yard before he stopped, and now it's 4th and 3. The Badgers will try to pin them back with the punt. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return.
Dude, how about that boom? I mean, you talk about power. That dude just booted that thing halfway across the field, completely flipping the field position and getting it down inside the 10. That is a nice job by that punter.
On 2nd down, will they go back to the ground game?
Brings up 2nd down.
Looking downfield, it's Koo. Setting up the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. So 3rd and short from inside the 20. You convert here, and this drive takes on a different complexion. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Only able to pick up a yard before he stopped, and now it's 4th and 3. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. He'll call for the fair catch here. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the 2nd half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Time to take a shot. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25.
Obviously, this game hasn't gone the way they would have liked. The coaches are always looking for positive moments and things that you can build on. How about that young man going out, getting an interception? Yeah, they're being blown out. They're probably not going to win this football game, but that is the type of play that as a coaching staff you can build on for next week's game.
The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He's going to run it. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain. We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. Looking for a man. It's Koo. Got him downfield. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Looking to move it through the air. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They think there's room to run to the right here. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. They need the 40 to convert here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Release to the back. Got his man. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a 1st down. The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Getting some heat. He's got it. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. Offense in an empty set. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. That incompletion leads to 2nd down and 10. He's looking to throw. Takes the easy completion. And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there. Wide receiver coming across in motion. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Despite coming up short on the previous 2 4th down attempts, this offense will try it here again. A disappointing start to this season as they open 0-1.
Tough way to start, but you see it so many times throughout a season. People start slow, figure out who they are, get better as the season goes on, and your dream's still very much ahead of you.
And the sky's not falling right now. You're just 0-1. There's no need to panic. You don't have to try and reinvent the wheel. What you got to do is go back. You got to watch the film. You got to be honest with yourselves. Where could you have made better plays? You got to limit the penalties. You got to limit mistakes. This team is talented. They've still got a lot to play for. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out next week.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.